All right.
Now are you ready?
Now we can do the nickel pickle stuff? Are we done with that? Or?
This isn't brain surgery, it's rocket science.
Okay, so which line are you going to use this time?
I'll stick with it.
Just stick
I'll
with
take
it.
the, I'll take the bullet on this one.
Okay, well,
All right, whatever heat comes my way.
Because really, it's nickel. Okay, I can't do it again.
Hey, it's very nickel pickle for me too.
I'm
It's
sorry,
just-
ladies and
because you know
gentlemen.
what? It makes you realize how stupid it was the first time when you do it a second time. You know.
Yeah. Well, let's
Wow.
just forge ahead, man.
Okay.
Go.
Forge ahead.
All right.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Prime. Oh, wait.
Oh.
Hold on. Just wait. You just wait, man.
Just Hello, everyone, and welcome to Primarily Critical, a movies at an after party. This would be it.
If you have not seen this film, we suggest that you do so before listening any further.
Because we got spoilers, trivia, and opinions like crazy, and we can't wait to share them.
Good, bad, new, gross, or old.
We pass judgment on them all.
Today. Hey, check it out. This guy banged his teacher.
Whoa!
I banged the table.
Steve, did you
Hot-
say that?
Hot for teacher, eh?
My name is Steve. I'm here with
John.
And
Phil.
today we're covering Outside In. Yeah, you have to watch it to figure out that joke. Yeah, Outside In.
Well, it's okay.
John, this was your pick.
This was. And of course, it's because of Duplass. The J. Duplass.
Not
Duplass.
the
Duplass? Duplass?
but not the Duplass you were looking for.
His brother.
His brother.
His brother.
Oh my God, I recognize him.
Uh-huh. Did you not see the similarities of these two guys?
I did.
Yeah. Mannerisms, things like that.
Of course, you know his brother from Creep 1 and
Yeah.
2.
Mm-hmm.
And we've
Paddleton.
reviewed... And Pelton.
Paddleton.
Yeah.
Paddleton. And we reviewed all those movies
Yes.
here before.
Huge
right
fan.
here on this show.
I'm a huge
Yeah.
fan of these guys.
And what did you think of his performance?
I thought his performance was good. There was I thought it was actually really good. But there was, I guess, if I had to be critical, there was one scene that bothered me.
Was it the sex scene?
No, I have no problem with that. Why? I'm thinking you just
Hey.
came with that very quickly. So
We'll talk about that after. Let him
Yeah,
finish.
okay,
his
let,
thoughts.
sorry.
Well,
I
it
interrupted.
was what was it? He wanted when he came and begged her to spend the weekend with him. That whole scene where he was teary-eyed and stuff. It didn't seem genuine. It seemed I don't know. It just seemed it seemed contrived. It didn't seem I wasn't buying it. You know?
Yeah.
That scene. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's but otherwise, I mean, hey, I loved it. I like these guys, and I like once again, it's a relatively simple cast. I mean, this was expanded a lot more than Paddleton or Creep. You know, there was obviously more characters and stuff, but still, it's keeping it simple, keeping it low budget, and you know,
Yeah, I agree, and it's
Yeah.
very a real movie. Like it's real. Like the decisions and how they react to things are pretty.
yeah.
I felt like pretty authentic.
Now, I love Eddie Falco from Sopranos.
Sopranos, yeah.
And she's gone on to do other things, but I haven't seen them. But I've seen this, and Eddie Falco never fails to impress. Are you familiar at all with her other work?
I'm not. No.
Okay, she was Mrs. Soprano in the Soprano series.
Yeah. And she went on to do another show called Nurse Betty. Or
Nurse, no, not Nurse
Nurse-
Betty. It
not-
was,
not-
but there was a.
whatever that. Sorry. You know, obviously I'm not.
She was like this horrible nurse in the show,
Um.
but I don't remember much more
Okay.
than that.
Yeah. Well, I thought she did phenomenal. I thought she did amazing. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. Do we really find out what he did to go to prison?
We get bits and pieces, but we don't actually get the. It obviously was a murder.
Yeah. It was a store robbery situation. We see a flashback
Because we see him standing up front of the
and
store
he's
and
hearing
looking
audio,
at it.
or he's remembering it.
That's right.
I, you know, this movie was kind of slow moving. It took 46 minutes into the movie before we learned the crime that was committed was a murder.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the biggest things that bugs me about this movie is that he did 20 years in prison.
20.
Was it 20? Yes.
20,
he was
yeah.
18 when he
Yeah.
went in. I guess he was a teenager, 18. And why did he not snitch? You know, apparently he seemed
Well,
like
his brother,
he was
his
coming.
younger brother, was one of the people wrapped up in this robbery. At least we don't know. You get the sense that was it Shane or what was that? Yeah, Shane. You get the sense that he probably was the shooter. You know,
Trigger happy motherfucker.
yeah, the trigger happy, whatever. He's the guy that actually.
Yeah.
But the way I see it is that his younger brother and the Shane guy and probably himself was involved in robbing this place.
Yeah.
But as far as the shooting goes, we get told that he was by the Carol's daughter when she's talking to I can't remember who, but says that he got caught because he stayed behind to help the guy that had been shot.
Yeah. So
You know,
yeah, you know what? I liked the movie. I wasn't ecstatic about it, or you know, it was kind of slow. And
it was a little
expected
slow,
it.
yeah.
But I needed more backstory to feel the hard strife, the mechanism of freeing this guy, to understand more why he was so into,
Carol.
Carol.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I know what you mean.
it just felt like
I
we didn't
agree
get
with you.
enough.
Yeah.
We were dropped into this story,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're just supposed to have all these immediate emotions right from the beginning. This is like an award-winning movie. This is my problem with established movie critics. this thing won all kinds of awards, and you're right. I'm dropped in. We're parachuted into the middle of the story, and we're supposed to like.
Fill in the blanks.
Fill in the blanks,
Yeah,
you know.
we're given half a story.
I'm
We
so
don't know what
involved.
led up to. It almost seemed like a sequel, didn't it? Of a story that happened before, which, you know, like for example, Dead Man Walking. I mean, really, what's that movie about? It's about a relationship between an inmate and someone helping the inmate. You know, a nun, right? And that dynamic is built out through entire. You could almost picture a movie like that being the
But don't they
prequel to
do
this.
like
You know what I mean? Like it's-
flashbacks, and they do. It's more like you understand the story fuller, so that the ending pays off better.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yes.
The payoff is not great.
No, because you're right. We are in the dark. We did parachute into this, and we
Parachute
don't.
in, yeah.
You know,
So
Did anybody think that the Chris would end up with Hildy?
certainly, I found this movie unpredictable. I thought that was certainly a possibility.
Yeah.
You
It
know,
had rich characters. I thought for sure
yeah.
you're gonna love this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I like the characters. Yeah, and I certainly thought it was a possibility. But yeah, I really didn't know. You know, that's what I liked about it too, is that I didn't know where it was going, and you know,
Yeah.
uh,
It wasn't very fulfilling. Nobody ends up together. They don't
No.
end up broken apart either. It's just
Yeah.
the husband gets kicked in the shin, and because
was a good scene.
for
Yeah.
picking a fight with a convict, which is a horrible idea.
well, he knew his weakness. It was like pathetic, actually. At that
Yeah,
point,
it
he
was a
just
little
like
pathetic.
kicked his leg out, and that was that.
Yeah.
But he seemed like like he didn't care in the marriage, anyways, and.
yeah, that marriage was dead long
Dead.
before this
It was-
movie started.
that's what
Yeah.
we were led to believe. But that was part of the reason why we don't know how it affected their family and their relationship, because we're just parachuted back into this
Yeah.
story. So he's a very one-dimensional character where he's just kind of like the shit husband.
I was just going
Right.
to say, do you think she tried hard enough to save the marriage?
She?
Yeah.
We don't know.
Because
yeah,
she's like, let's go to therapy. We need to go to therapy. And
Yes,
he's like,
she does. Within the movie
Yeah.
time frame, yes, she does, I guess. Right?
I think for what the glimpse we get, for sure. I mean,
She's being offered some fresh meat, like, you know, fresh
fresh meat.
young meat.
Yeah, one of her coworkers.
Is that the way the kids
is-
talk about
is,
sexual tension or sexual opportunities?
Are you asking my permission?
I don't know. We're not live
Uh,
anymore.
One of her coworkers is all being all lewd, and we get to enjoy it that way a little. Yeah, I don't know. Small town life.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
certainly
right.
the small town life. I mean, it seemed
Everybody
funny.
knows everybody. Or?
They start the movie off
You
where
get that feeling they should, right? But it doesn't seem like that.
they have this big party for him coming home.
Yeah, and nobody
Surprise, right? And then they show him puking in like a dirty fucking toilet. Like it was dirty on the bottom side of the toilet. You know,
You
so this
notice
is,
these things?
yeah, well, yeah. I mean, he's got his
I
head,
didn't catch
his
that.
head just
Yeah.
an inch away from like looks like shit stains on the bottom of the toilet, right? And you're thinking like it's awful. So I'm thinking of all these people. Did someone not have a better house, or did someone not have enough time to clean the toilet? Like one or the other, right?
I'll have to rewatch that scene just
so-
before
Well, maybe
that.
we don't know how long those people
But-
were waiting there.
What that says to me, yeah, small town. You know, people
Small
aren't.
town.
They're rough around the edges. They don't.
They don't
you know,
give a shit.
right. They're not trying to
That's-
keep up with the
Oh!
Jones.
Shit in the bathroom.
They don't, they're
well,
not trying
you
to
know-
keep up with the Jones.
you
That's the
know-
sense I get. That's the kind of community they're in. You know, they're not trying
know-
to put on airs. You know.
This poor guy couldn't get a job after getting out of prison, and you think they'd be like some kind of celebrity for getting out of jail, and somebody would step up and say, "Hey, man, we know you're not
True.
guilty. Here's a job at Walmart or whatever."
Yeah.
Well, one of
but-
the two guys,
Doesn't-
I said, "I'll do anything for you. Just ask."
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right? He didn't even ask for a job. He's like, "You know what? I could use a job."
yeah.
He should have said that.
He should have. Yeah.
Well, then that leads
But he
me.
ultimately did get a job. You know, at
Well,
the granary or whatever the hell
what
it
he
was.
was sweeping
garden
shit.
crane
Here,
Forklifting hay.
yeah.
here's the thing. I don't.
What's
what-
the thing?
The thing is, the state, whatever state he was in that he got convicted and went to prison for,
Yeah.
you can sue that prison or the system and probably get away with millions for 20 years worth of time. Here in
No, but
Canada,
I
you
don't.
settle, right? You can sue. And
He was never exonerated, though. I don't get the
So-
sense. I think he probably it seemed like it was like an Alfred Plea kind of thing or something like that. It didn't seem
so
like.
he's got squat.
Well, they didn't. Well, that's another piece of the story that's
He
missing.
didn't get exonerated.
Yeah, we
Man,
did
I get my lawyers on this.
simply-
Like,
She simply pleaded
to reduce his sentence
or have him released or
release.
whatever.
Yeah, exactly. But
Maybe
he was not.
maybe he was up for parole.
oh,
right,
he
and
did
she
his
and
time.
she
'Cause he was still on probation.
Yeah, because he was exonerated. Yeah, he wouldn't be on probation. He wouldn't have to check in and
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff,
right.
So he
Like,
certainly
when
wasn't.
you're found not
yeah.
guilty and you're cleared, you'd be like completely out, no parole, and he
That's
was on
right.
parole.
Yeah.
But that was a question in my mind. They think that there would be some money if he settled. Whatever. I guess that's not.
Yeah,
not
no,
part
he's-
of the thing. So he had to find his way, and
Yeah, yeah.
he was kind of like stuck at 18, right? He was cruising around on a BMX around the town, and he was like,
It is funny, and it actually I find it really
Was
sad.
it cool
I
social
found this.
media?
I don't know if you guys watched the series Rectify at all.
Not yet. No.
Okay, well, it's another one where these guys that have been in prison for a vast majority of their life, and they get out. I find it It is a sad thing. It's like you see these guys that he left the world as a boy. I mean, he's 18. He's just a kid, right?
Yeah.
And now you're back. It's like lost time. You get out. You kind of to adjust. Yeah, it is weird, and I thought they actually did a pretty good job in this movie of doing that, like showing him riding around on his BMX and not being really concerned about. Oh, I should probably get a grown-up bike, or I should try to do something.
20 years is a long time to be out of out of the loop, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he had
Everyone's
trouble-
telling them to text him.
Yeah.
Just text him.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I get right on that.
yeah.
Me and my flip phone.
Yeah, and he had that naiveness about the relations, the way he approached this teacher and stuff. He was doing it like an 18-year-old would, very much so, like very
So-
pushy and like why not, and like and ignoring the obvious things, and
Do you think there was some kind of relationship before he went to prison? You think
With the
he
teacher?
was hot for teacher,
no, I didn't get that sense at
No,
all.
no.
Well, he probably was,
don't stand so close to me kind of moment. The police.
Wait, it's
Well,
possible to
I'm
shoot-
sure he, like all young guys, he was jacking off thinking about his teachers, but I don't
didn't
think there was
necessarily
anything
say
actually
that.
that happened,
No,
Yeah,
no
yeah,
romance, no relationship.
Yeah, no.
But we never know why Carol is so invested in getting this guy out of prison. And we just get parachuted into the
She's
story. and-
bored. She's
Bored, yeah.
She's so bored.
She's got Mr. fucking Snorrington that just...
Man, they sleep in separate beds too, which is, I think, it's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, I know.
But it works for some people, so maybe I
It's
should
true,
make
and,
a
and there's
blanket
some,
statement.
there's been talk in this house because of my snoring.
What?
I snore. I snore loud.
I'd sleep with you.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve.
No problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
I feel much better. I'm gonna tell her that too. So
Okay.
Steve would sleep with.
Yeah. Well, then call him up.
Well, she's gonna watch this review probably.
There's
She's gonna know.
no. He's there's a moment. I don't know if you caught it. I made a note of it. I don't know why. He's in his room. He's on the phone, and there's a cup there with a bunch of pens in it, and the cup reads "Future Millionaire."
I missed this.
Yes.
And I was just wondering whether you thought this had any significance, or whether they put that there on purpose, because all of his stuff is relatively untouched, and so he remakes his room the way it once was,
Yeah.
once upon a time. And there's a little cup there. It says "Future Millionaires."
Yeah.
He had high aspirations.
High aspirations.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. And he just went for some beer, and his friend
Yeah.
shot somebody, and there you go.
And he took the rap.
Bob's your uncle.
Why?
Yeah.
Why did he have to do the time and everybody go?
I'm sure they were all drunk already. They were
Oh,
probably drunk.
I
They went
would've
out. They went
wanted-
out to get more beer. They didn't have any money, so we'll rob it.
I agree. I agree.
It's frustrating not to know the story.
Okay, so
Give us a little flashback with the kids.
Sure.
You know, at the
Yeah.
scene of the crime, just a quick little thing. And we
So
go,
what would you trade
"Oh!"
out if you're for time wise? You're director now.
Yes.
What would you rather have? Would you have some flashback, some backstory to what happened between the teacher and him while he was in prison, or would you like some more that time spent on the liquor store? What went down? At
a
the
little
liquor
bit of
store?
time in the liquor store. Just
A little bit of time in the liquor store.
Like so.
Yeah.
And maybe they'd show us some of the teachers. Hot.
But you could do both.
20 years
I mean,
earlier.
you really could do
Hot.
both with flashbacks.
Play some Van Halen in the
Yeah.
background.
Hot for
I heard you missed us. We're back.
No,
I
no.
dropped my pencil.
Give me something to run on. Anyway,
All right, no more smoking weed. All right.
okay, what was I going to say?
We don't smoke
What was
weed.
it?
That was
Yes,
just a joke.
it would be nice to have.
It's
a little-
legal in Canada, so do what you gotta do.
It would be nice to have a little context when it comes to the robbery of the liquor
Yes.
store.
That's
and
what
we
we
want
all
to know
agree upon.
exactly how innocent is this dude, or
Right.
if he's guilty at all.
It's true because it
Why
would
did
help.
Why did he do all the time? The other guys got off scot free, or did they do some time? We just don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. We don't know. That's probably a biggest problem with this movie. We
I mean,
don't
you
know.
get the sense that the other guys got off scot free. Like he took the whole of the rap for it. That's the impression I got from it.
Yeah.
Just from the little things, like he said, like he threw when he was angry at him. He said, "Well, 20 years." He didn't say like 15 years because the other guy got 5. 15 years more than you. He didn't say that. He said 20 years. I don't. I'm grasping here. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
I do understand a little bit that we are on a ride with Chris, and it only starts when he gets out of prison. Because,
True.
You guys, 20 years ago, how old were you?
I was just I was
26.
one.
And I would have been 20. So I get out of prison at my current age, thinking the way I did when I was 20. Man, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's shell shock. It's shell shock.
It's true, and I think to your point, it is a glimpse of it is his story starts after he gets out of prison in many ways, and I think this movie was really trying to focus on. I think the message, at least what I like to take away from it, is that they needed each other. She needed him and it's just in many ways it's just as much her story as his story. Is that they both needed each other and they needed to do this, but I think they served each other for what they needed in that moment in time, and that really the movie ends. They don't need each other anymore. I mean, I think they played an integral, important part in each other's lives, but that part was
Yeah.
actually finished
I agree.
by the end of the movie.
Yeah.
So there is a beginning and an end in that sense.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, that summarizes that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, want to get on to
Sure. This
Trivia?
trivia is weak sauce. But I grabbed it from Wikipedia because they had nothing on IMDb. And these are just like little... Principal photography began in October of 2016, over 20 days and shot, I'm assuming, over 20 days in the state of Washington.
I could see that. Yeah.
There's some. It was released in the Toronto International Film Festival in 2017, but it was released in the States in 2018. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, it seemed like a pretty simple movie. It was shot, looked like, not a big production. So I could see it getting done in 20 days.
Cool. Interesting. Oh, am I supposed to read something here?
Sure.
I did. The film. Sorry. The film had its world premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival on September 8th, 2017. The Orchard acquired U.S. distribution rights to the film, with Netflix set to release the film shortly after. It also screened at South by Southwest on March 10th, 2018. It was released in a limited release on March 30th, 2018, before being released through video on demand April 3rd, 2018. So what are we just saying? In a short period of time, this kind of thing rocketed.
And it's just the points. The points that they went through to release it. Honestly, I told you, this trivia is
pretty lousy trivia.
Lousy trivia.
Yeah, fair enough.
If you have any trivia that we should know about this movie, I would love to hear it. Read it, whatever.
One thing I want to discuss about this film is, let's compare brother to brother. I mean, Mark Duplass. Is it Mark? No. Mm-hmm. Is the other brother the boy? What is
Chris is played by Jay.
Yeah, no, this is Jay. But what's the one we know from Creep?
I think it's Mark.
Is it Mark?
I think so.
Let's hope, because otherwise. But anyways, let's compare the two. For
well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Take away your podcast license?
I find Creep was.
They might
do that.
Don't tell me. What are they gonna do?
I don't know.
Okay, they're very different. There's similarities about them, but I don't think. Do you think Jay here could pull off Creep, the character?
Oh,
Aaron.
That's a good question.
I don't think so.
I think he needs to be in the sequel, the Creep 3.
I mean, I can't imagine this. He comes across. Was it just me? Was little Tom Hanks a little bit ish?
Well, yeah,
kind of character.
He was playing a good guy, right?
Jay?
He's a good guy. He's a decent guy. He did everything that was expected of him.
I kept wanting him to trim his beard.
Well, you would think, he's.
I liked his BMXing ways. I get that. I was 18. I was
a BMXer too.
Right?
Yeah.
I probably did the same thing.
He rocked
Find
that
my
bike.
BMX in the garage, come home after 20 years.
Like 40-year-old.
Yeah.
Never could.
Yeah. I think
I don't. Okay.
On this here.
The thing is, we've seen as the older. I hope it's Mark. God, but Mark Duplass. We've seen him do different roles. Well, like when you take Paddleton versus Aaron and Creep, extremely different. You know what I mean? It's different characters all together. And I don't know. We've only seen Jay in this one.
We'll have to see what he does.
Yeah,
we'll have to see
I
what he
can't
does.
call
Yeah.
it
Keep
really.
your eyes peeled.
I need to see more of that guy, but
Look him up on IMDb and see what else he's done.
yeah, for sure, for shizzle.
All right, moving along. Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to check out primarily.critical.com. We got all our podcasts there ready for you to peruse at your leisure. Also, a bunch of them on YouTube. I'm here with...
Oh, John. It's funny. I'm looking on there. Okay, sorry.
Phil. I like to.
It's mirrored.
Like
it's
Don
mirrored.
Cherry.
It's mirrored.
We have no idea.
Yeah, that's right.
Don Cherry.
Oh,
Bombers.
wait. We got the exit song.
Oh, right.
Wait, we got the exit song.
Go Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Peace. All right.
Right on, man.
Right on.
Right on, man.
I just realized if I just say "Go Bombers," that could be like terrorist.
Oh, yeah.
I could get flagged.
No,
Especially if there's a bombing right at the time.
Yeah,
of
just
the
right
God.
after this recorded, they'll be scanning Winnipeg saying, "Did anybody talk about bombs at that point in time?"
No, he said, go Bombers.